Hey, welcome to Outsmart Your Guitar. Glad you could join us. Today in practice sessions, we're in part 2 on playing with octaves. In this episode, we'll be dealing with playing lead guitar parts. All right, so let's just get right to it, and be sure to like and subscribe to Outsmart Your Guitar along the way. And while you're at it, leave a comment down below and let me think. Let me think what you know. That's it. Let me think what you know about this. Yeah. Okay. Right off, let me say we're going to keep this relatively easy by employing the same progressions as we used in part 1. That way you don't have to learn anything new with regard to progressions. Okay? So, now, playing octaves as a solo is going to change the sound of the instrumental section because you're not going about things in the typical fashion. And that's exactly the point, right? And so the listener is going to hear something a little more different than they expected, and this is going to catch their attention as well. And that's a good thing, right? So, one of the other benefits of playing octaves is it helps you understand the fretboard a little better, where all your notes are, and it's going to help you know where all the notes of the given scale in the key you're playing sit, because you really have to know where they are, because you're not doing a very strictly linear just playing patterns the way you're used to, because now you're playing octaves, and that changes how you approach playing the solo as well. All right, so let's get to it, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. As I mentioned, we're just going to stay with what we already know. So the small review of the first progression, the A minor progression, we have A minor, F, G, E minor, and G, right? And the progression sounds like this. Pretty straightforward stuff, right? So go ahead, take a couple minutes to get yourself back familiar with this. Put it to a metronome at a nice tempo, no more than 90 beats a minute, more or less, and then record it into your looper. Soloing with octaves is not all that different than playing rhythm parts. It's just in some ways busier. As you can see here, we've got a lot going on. So let's just kind of walk through this nice and easy. And remember, if you need to rewind to catch something, that's the power of the technology. So you go ahead and do that. Now, you can strum or you can hybrid pick, as we mentioned before. So we start at 7, and I'm just going to mention the first finger note and fret, well, mostly the fret. And you'll just assume the fourth finger's position based on previous understanding and learning, right? So we start with 7 on the 4th string, and we jump to 9 on the 3rd string. Back to 7 on the 4th string, 10 on the 3rd string, and then 9, 10, 12, 10, 9, 12 on the 4th string, 10, 9, 10, 12, 10, 9, 7, 5, 9. Now, that's not in time, that is a walkthrough, and that's what you want to do, is walk through what you're being asked to play. Don't worry about time. Time is secondary. So if you need to pause and then just walk through this to get your fingers comfortable with where they're being asked to play and what they're being asked to play, do that. Okay, now let's put this in time. And I'll go nice and slow. So we start off with a dotted quarter note, which means 1 and 2. So you hold that note for 3/8 notes duration. 1 and 2 and 3 and hold over for 4 and back to 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Back to the beginning, right? So now go through that and count it out. Even if you're not being in perfect time, count it out nonetheless, and then smooth it out to put it in time. Then play it with the metronome at the tempo you can play it. 1, 2, and whoops. 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, 4, 1. Right? Now, I'm doing it very specific without slides and stuff. So playing every note specifically and holding them where they need to be held. Okay? So go ahead and practice this and set it at a tempo you can actually do this. Now, if you need to go back and re-record the rhythm track at the tempo you can actually play the solo, then go ahead and do that so you can play the solo over the top of it. Bring in the looper and play over the top of the progression. Hybrid or strum. I'm using hybrid because for me it's a little bit cleaner. So here we go. 3, 4. Now you'll notice I put a little bit of slide action in there. Whoops. And then one time I think I did this. So the object is you can put the slides in pretty much wherever you feel comfortable doing them, whether a 1-fret slide or a 2-fret. It's up to you how you want to approach that aspect of it. That's why I didn't write any slides in, because it's very subjective and designed based around personal taste when and where you'll put those slides in. Just don't do it too much unless you want that particular sound, kind of that liquidy sort of thing going on more than not. That's up to you. Again, I tend to try to balance, but everybody's different, right? Take 5 to 10 minutes and really get this solo working. Let's review the second progression for a moment. You got a D, A, E minor, G, B minor, and A again, right? And here's the progression. Pretty straightforward stuff. So take a few minutes to review, get it in time, put it to a metronome, and record it into your looper. Let's go over the second melody. Same as before, we're just going to do a walkthrough, and I'm going to call out first fingers, fret, and string. So we're at the 11th fret on the 3rd string. Then we go to the 7th fret of the 4th string. 9, 11, 12, 11, 9, 7, 9, 7, back up to 9. Now we move to the 5th string at 10. 9, 10, 12, 10, 9, 7, 10, 9, 7, 5, 7, 5, 7, 9, 7. And then you're back up to the top. So, I know I went a little quick, but if you want to rewind and watch the walkthrough again, go ahead and do that. And just make sure you understand what your fingers are supposed to be doing here. That's what matters more. Don't worry about time. Now let's focus on time. Okay, so we're going to play in time. We're back up 3rd fret, 3rd string, 11th fret. Ready? Here we go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and hold over for 3. Come back in on and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Back up to the top. All right? So take your time here, smooth it out, put it to a metronome, get your tempo. Now, if you haven't recorded the progression into your looper yet, find out what tempo you can play this melody at, very smooth and flowing with the metronome, and then use that tempo to record your rhythm into the looper to get ready to play along. So spend 5 or more minutes getting this smoothed out. All right, time to bring in the looper and make this a reality. So this is what you're going for. 3, 4. And there it is. Take your time here. There's no hurry to get this working smooth and flowing and to figure out where you want to do the slides. You may evolve where the slides are put as you get better at this. And you may one pass put the slides in one area and in another pass put the slides in another area. That is absolutely fine. Just has to sound good, right? So take your time, like I said, and spend 10, 15 minutes really digging into this and getting it sounding so smooth and flowing. That's what you're going for, the quality of the execution. Okay, there you go. Some soloing ideas employing octaves. I hope this gets your brain working and thinking about how you can use these. Whether you're doing cover tunes or playing original tunes, taking the octaves concept, whether rhythm or lead, and putting it to work in the songs that you play. You can do whatever you want in a lot of cover tunes, and when it's original material, well, the sky's the limit. You can literally do whatever you want because you're composing what the song is going to be, right? And that's really cool. All right, thank you. I know your time is valuable. Thank you for spending that time here learning what I have to offer. I've got more cooking on the burner, so let me get to that. And in the meantime, check out other lessons I have. And until the next one is done and ready to serve, you take care and we'll see you soon.